So the finance minister unveiled the 2015 budget yesterday. I don't want to discuss the tax aspects in detail. That's something which I'm not entirely thorough with. It's not really my forte. But let's discuss some of the points which require to be elaborated because not many people are familiar with these little things. Now, I know I said I won't discuss tax in detail, but there are a couple of points which I wanted to address, which I found very interesting. The first one would be the service tax point of view, wherein they've said they're going to increase the service tax from 12.36 to 14%. Now, they've done this because there is an increase in the consumption of services by the people of India. There are a lot of people, me and you, who go out to eat very often. The number of outlets of McDonald's, Coffee Day, all that is increasing. Number of people who are eating there is also increasing. So this turns out to be an excellent place for the government to actually increase their revenue from tax. Another one would be corporate tax. Now, a lot of people are angry that corporations make millions and millions of dollars every year, but they should be taxed more because they're making so much of money. But why are they being taxed less? Now, one of the things which I could think of as to why they would be taxed less is because it's an incentive. You want to attract foreign companies to invest in India because the taxation laws here are less rigid. So I think that's the reason why, in fact, they've reduced the corporate tax. Now, deferment of GAAR. GAAR is not something which many people are familiar with. It refers to general anti-avoidance rules. This refers to foreign institutional investors, that is, other companies who are buying shares in Indian stock markets, that is, foreign companies are buying shares in Indian stock markets. Now, many foreign companies like to invest in Indian stock markets because they are given tax incentives. That is, you can make a lot of money in Indian stock markets, and it's not required that you have to declare everything. So this is a great way for them to make those little secret profits. Now you might say this is illegal. Not really. It's actually unethical. A big difference in that. Another one is Section 6 of FEMA to be amended. Now, Section 6 of FEMA talks about the flow of capital, and in my opinion, I think the one where they actually need to amend is that if you're a person who is living outside India, and living outside India, you have inherited wealth. In case you have inherited any property, all that, there is very little rule when it comes to declaring all this. So you could be someone who is a wealthy businessman staying abroad and buying a lot of property there and making yourself rich. But it's not entirely necessary that you have to go about declaring it. So I think that's the part where they actually want to amend in Section 6 of FEMA. The other 3 points that we have here is making the bond market equivalent to equity market. According to me, this is a long shot because the equity market in India itself is not so active. Most of the stock exchanges in India are open for maybe 6 or maybe 7 hours a day compared to international stock exchanges, which many of them are open like almost throughout the day and almost throughout the year. So making the bond market equivalent to equity market is a very challenging thing to do. I'm really not sure how they plan to go ahead and do that. The other two interesting points that you have there is the postal network for banking. Many Indians do not have access to banking facilities, and you can't really blame banks for this. For example, if I was a bank and I would expand my operations in urban India because a lot of people in urban India have more money, and that's what banks need. You have banks today wherein minimum deposit needed is 10,000, 20,000, and so on. So if you go ahead and establish in rural India, the amount of money, the amount of deposits, all that you would be receiving there is very small in value. So this is why many banks refuse to put up their branches in rural India. It's not very profitable for them. But on the other hand, the postal network is an excellent way in which you can get people to be involved in banking. I hate the concept of people putting money in those powder dabbas under their beds or hiding money inside their house. That won't make your money grow. And that's terrible for the economy if you're doing that. So, making the postal network utilized for banking is really going to be a clever thing to do. The last one there is the new bankruptcy law. The new bankruptcy law, which they have to implement, according to me, is in the old banking law is something like this. If you want to close down your business, you can. That's it. The government is not going to come here and tell you that we will help you recover whatever losses you have made. You repay us slowly, but we don't want you to shut down. Remember, if a business shuts down, many people are going to lose jobs. The state government, the central government is going to lose tax revenue. All these losses are going to happen. But the old law is just like, if you want to close your business, go ahead and close. We are not going to help you out in this. So I'm guessing the new law is going to be a little more protective for businesses, and that's something which is really important during a bad economic cycle. So I hope you found this video helpful. Please hit the subscribe button and do visit my website, vipinmks.com. I've given the link in the description below. Anyway, guys, see you. Bye-bye.